Other interesting, sad political news, you have Mitch McConnell falling down yet again, this time going up the stairs as if he's copying Joe Biden. Now, I don't think it's too crass or not too distasteful to make jokes because, again, thankfully he's okay. He's now in a wheelchair, but, this didn't, he didn't pass away or anything like that. But, yeah, just another highlight of how old and decrepit people are in politics on the left and the right. Now, this comes to us thanks to Dave Portnoy. He says, quote, fell upstairs. And this is the brief clip of Mitch McConnell falling this time up the stairs. It's like 3 steps to get from the floor to that slightly raised, not podium, was it speech stage, whatever you want to call it. Someone in the industry, let me know what that specific vernacular is. I'd be fascinated. This apparently is credited to CBS News. Oh, which, yeah, he caught himself in terms of, he braced, again, thankfully he braced himself. And again, it is, it's one of the things where it is funny when politicians fall, because usually it's not, it's not detrimental. They get right back up. They're not going to the hospital, thankfully. But like, if you're this old, even if you're still mentally articulate, like Warren Buffett, who, he's slowed down a little bit when we look at his speech patterns, his reactions, but he's still as sharp as a tack. But he's getting old. His physical reaction time is a little bit slower. Why not have a cane? And again, I debate if Mitch is still articulate mentally, but why not have a cane? Or even an assistant? I don't think people will critique you, but not as many as if you fall. Because again, this doesn't look good. Now, interestingly enough, he's going up to a podium that says hashtag Team Mitch, which I'm not sure how many people actually cheer for him. He's done some good things in terms of, politics, but a lot of people pejoratively, refer to him as a turtle. And I'm trying to think of I think his, perhaps his saving grace or one of the biggest highlights is blocking the nomination, Merrick Garland to go to the Supreme Court, which that would have been terrible. So again, he's done some good things, don't get me wrong. But a lot of people are not very happy with Mitch. He got, well, no, not him, but this video got 1.3 million views and 19,000 likes. Perhaps not a good example. Every politician wants to go viral, but not in this case. This is not the way you want to go viral. Now, one of the first comments come to us thanks to gas station sushi, which, God, that's going to be scary. Did people actually eat that, if that is a thing? He says, quote, what an embarrassment. Why doesn't his family pull him aside and have a truthful discussion with Mitch? Honestly, he needs to immediately step down from the Senate, getting 49 likes, which, people with power rarely want to give it up. Geez, look at Dianne Feinstein. She was so old and decrepit, mentally and physically, towards the end. She was in a wheelchair, but especially concerning thing was the mental articulation wasn't there. She would vote on bills, and then, I'll never forget, she came out of session, and reporters said, like, hey, we saw you voted on this. Why did you vote this way? And her response was, I didn't vote. And she didn't remember that she was out of she was, basically on healthcare leave or, taking away personal time for 3 weeks. She didn't remember that either. And she actually signed over her power of attorney, I think, to, was it Pelosi's daughter or something like that? So she, legally speaking, she can't make decisions for her own health, but towards the end, she was still making decisions for our country. Which, yeah, is quite concerning to say the least. I think of all the things that would disqualify you in politics would be if you no longer can make decisions for your own health and cognitive ability. One would think that would, make it so you shouldn't be in politics or not qualified to be in politics. Now, you also have Mr. Baloo saying, quote, this will be wheeling a suit with a, they say, quote, they will be wheeling a suit with a feeble body in DC. His handlers will vote for the Dems, and another person will be a bag of bones and poster child for effing term limits, getting 12 likes. CA says, quote, they claim he had polio as a kid. One of his legs was paralyzed, and he's dealt with it since, getting 13 likes. Which, even if true, why not have a cane? These senators are millionaires, and sometimes tenfold over. $100 million valuations. A cane is, I would argue, free if you go to a public park and find a nice stick. Maybe you spend like $2-3 of material if you buy a nice razor blade or knife to carve off the bark and make it nice and smooth. Maybe another 18 cents if you want to wood stain it. Yeah, I know the whole can of stain will cost a couple of dollars, but cost per actual usage is quite less, and you can use that stain for something else around the house. I'm only partially exaggerating, but come on, they have money. You also have funny memes. Says, quote, Biden 2.0. This rhino needs to step down immediately. Gain 35 likes. Rhino being the pejorative term for Republican in name only. Common sense prevails says 2 pieces in a pod, and it's a picture AI generated, of course. Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi sitting in a nursing home bed, looking happy, getting 74 likes. Which, yeah, they're both up there. Just Shane says holy term limits, getting 596 likes. Dr. Danny Noonan says, quote, Mitch McConnell's new transportation chair. And it's that, I forget what we call it, the chair where they bolt it to your stairs at the house. So you can just go down from one flight of stairs to the other, but it's a mechanical chair. Getting 90 likes. Let's see here. More and more. Let's see. Layla Ann says, community knows. This video of Mitch McConnell falling while getting on a platform occurred in May 2014 during a campaign event, and it was not from his fall on the stairs of the Senate February 5th, 2025. Let's see here. Trying to see if they have another video of him. Let's see. Who Dale says, quote, that's what I keep saying. He fell up the stairs, not down. Unless there is another fall, it was reported that he fell twice today, getting 8 likes. Exhibit, though I don't think it's the rapper, says, quote, man's got to retire already, getting 99 likes. Oh, one more. Ian Taylor says, quote, this guy's holding on to the bitter end and to oppose nominations and cover up massive corruption, getting 102 likes. And then looks like this is a picture of him being in a wheelchair, getting 526 likes. And yeah, there's still no term limits. And very few people have ever actually, I think Ted Cruz is the latest person in DC to actually introduce a bill for term limits. Every once in a while, he gets some bipartisan support, but even then, not so much. I just chuckle as someone took maybe it's Photoshop or Microsoft Paint, and they just added a turtle shell to Mitch when he fell. That got 8 likes. But let me know in the comments. I mean, everyone always says they want term limits. Do you think it'll ever actually happen? Kind of like how, us, the public, you always say, we don't think you should be able to do insider trading if you're in DC. I mean, people have been saying that for decades, on the left and the right. Yet they still get that privilege to do that. So let me know, do you think in our lifetime, will we ever actually see term limits for people in DC? Let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.